So guys, have any of you seen Kylie Jenner's latest Snapchat?
Do you mean her collab with Kim Kardashian?
Oh, I saw that. I definitely saw that. I obsessed over her new collab, as well as her highlighters. I spent the entire night looking at snaps.
But didn't you guys study last night?
Oh my gosh. Okay, as someone who failed her bottom exam earlier, I spent the entire night looking at my phone, looking at her snaps, and it makes you think you really need your phone.
In my opinion, we don't cell phones aren't really a necessity when it comes to academic achievements or per se studying. Let's say for example, if the people such as Albert Einstein and Garry Kasparov were able to get through high school studying without any cellular usage, then what's to say that we can't get through high school without any cellular usage?
But the thing is, a lot of students, like me, when my phone's far away from me, I can't concentrate because I constantly think about my phone being too far away from me, and that makes me uncomfortable. I'll lose my focus. But when it's too near me as well, I get the feeling of wanting to have my hands on it. And then I will get my hands on it, and I'll go through social media, and everything will spiral down from there.
I agree. Since we're millennials, cell phone is a very big part of our lives. Like we cannot live without them. There's internet. We need stuff there. We need to research our assignments. There are a lot of projects that we need to finish, and we need our cell phones to accomplish those things, right?
Yeah, but then again, I have to admit that even though that Botlek exam wasn't the first one I failed because of my phone, I have to say that cell phones are a bit of a necessity, at the same time a hindrance. I mean, there's so many times where it's so handy to us, especially when we need to know something quickly. It's already in our hands. Internet's just a click away. And every time we use it, we feel more connected to each other. So information is super fast to grab. You sort of need it, at the same time you don't. You don't in a sense that, yes, you do get distracted. But then again, it's hard to ignore all the positive things that you could get for it. Like, just as you mentioned earlier, the things that we have to know, the things we need to research.
But don't you think that statement's a bit contradictory to what you're trying to prove? Because as millennials, we are already labeled the term millennial, which means it already gives us a preconceived notion that we're the batch of people who always are on their cell phones, computer, laptops, iPods, whatever. Don't you think it made us too dependent on technology instead of focusing on other important issues? Or
Okay, let me clarify by adding, because having our gadgets, of course, there's social media, right? And especially since social media is just a hand away, we're all aware of the social issues. We're all aware of it because of how fast news spreads these days. I mean, from political issues down to issues around school, it's already near to us. But the part where you say na we're becoming very dependent on it, I have to agree with that, because these days, just like you, it's hard to study with your cell phone too far, and it's also hard to study with your cell phone too near. How about you? What can you say about that?
Based from my experience, for example, there's a quiz, Botlek quiz the next day. I promised myself that I will study on this time, like 6 p.m. But when I hold my phone and check all my social media accounts and everything, I end up studying like 9 p.m. in the evening. So I can't really control myself if I'm using my phone.
For me, I think what technology has made us as a generation is that it made us a bit lazier in terms of studying. Because as you said, all information is on the internet. It's just a click away. And hence, we would procrastinate and go through our social media accounts for hours when we don't really notice time that flies by. And I think it all boils down to regulation, but then again, it's very hard when a lot of times notifications from your phone just pop out and you're really tempted to check them out because you wouldn't want to miss a thing on what's going on around.
But then again, you have to take into account the many times that your phone or your laptop or the internet in general has saved so much time from doing your research or making your homework. Imagine if we didn't have it today, we have to go to the library, we have to do it the old-fashioned way. And I think you've heard it once or twice from your parents that we're so lucky because we have the internet now, so everything's just a click away. But then again, you have to also consider your point that will become more dependent on it.
I think that the issue with the millennials is that we became too reliable for technology to support
Yeah.
us in our every cry of help whenever we need to do something, which makes us, like what you said, extra lazy, which is why I think that the usage of technological advancements may hinder or help at the same time social achievements or academic achievements. It's just how we utilize the usage of these technological advancements.
I think it's similar to a study habit. You just have to time everything perfectly for it to fit and for you to have a balance, a bit of both or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Even baby boomers are using it these days. Professors, you see them carrying laptops, tablets with phones more expensive than ours, more in the latest phones. Even they have it now. Baby boomers, man.
I think you just really need to control yourself with the use of phones to the point that it won't affect your studies and your focus on academics, right?
So what you're saying is it's more on time management. Can all agree to that?
And it's more on responsibility as well for you as a millennial who is very attached emotionally to his or her phone.
Definitely, since it's true, it's no lie that we've been investing, these days, there's a heavy amount of emotion that you can invest in your phone. I mean, pictures, videos, snaps. You can invest emotion in phones these days.
So emotional value can be leading to the attachment of memories, pictures, songs. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And maybe that's why we can't let go of our phones even when we're studying.
And at the same time, that illusion of escape. Whenever you study and you want to take a break and rest your brain for 5 minutes, that escape right there in your hand.
But sometimes that escape can lead to our downfall of our grades. We say we're gonna study for a few minutes.
True.
I'll take a nap after. Ends up being an hour.
But then again, be mindful of your time and priorities. You need to set your priorities.
It's hard though, because when you scroll through your news feed or something and you find something interesting and you read it for a while or you watch it for a while, you listen to it for a while, and then what comes next is also interesting to you. What if everything that pops out comes as interesting to you?
Oh my gosh, that happened to me once. At first I was watching how to balance a redox citation. Then I ended up an hour later, ended up watching how the unicorns fart. The video, it's super weird how you can get distracted. That is a testament to how you can get distracted. But the very fact that I started by watching a redox titration, which is helpful to me, it's the positive side. But the very fact that I was distracted and I ended up watching a unicorn fart video, that's the part that needs to be settled. So it's definitely responsibility, it's definitely time management.
So is what we're all going to agree on that technological advancements can help and at the same time may hinder our academical achievement.
Yeah.
It's all to some extent. I think it's still debatable until now. We can't come up to a definite conclusion to this.
Definitely debatable.